My name is Scott Bade. I'm the president of ImageSoft. If I haven't met you, please stop by and I'd love to meet you sometime today. I'm going to do a little bit of the emceeing and kind of get this thing kicked off. Very short introduction. We're going to hear from some very distinguished guests that are going to speak to you this morning. Just real quick, if you get a chance, I mean, this facility is fabulous. If you've not walked around, this is a former Catholic seminary that was converted to this conference center, but it's still, they kept all of the chapel and everything from the seminary. So it's just a fabulous facility, gardens and whatnot, so it's really a treat. And we really love what they did with this place, so thank you to St. John's. I want to, before I forget, because this is what I typically do forget, I want to thank a couple of very special people. Lisa there with the camera, and Amber, who basically, if you're a speaker, they probably were pestering you for presentations, but they're great. They planned everything. They planned the golf yesterday, and Janice Henson also there by the door, and Amber there. Amber, raise your hand. She's very shy, but she is. So thanks, guys. I'm not sure which way to face, so I'm just going to. Neil Diamond probably does this a lot better. So this facility was actually built in the 40s, so it's not that old, but it was, the Archdiocese of Detroit closed it in 1988, and then it was, sat for about 15 years dormant, and then it was, some developers came in and rebuilt it, added the hotel, redid the golf course, so it is what it is today. Since about 2000, it's been this conference center, so it's a very cool facility. So this is our 8th summit. You probably, if you've been to one, raise your hand if you've been to one of these events before. Probably a half to maybe 2/3. So we changed the format a little bit. You may have noticed the title change. It used to be called the Government Summit. Now it's called the Justice Summit. Just trying to focus more on really the core. And frankly, most of the folks that were coming to the Government Summit were justice-related customers anyway. So really an ImageSoft's focus has changed over the years from just general government to be more focused on the justice space. We still support, obviously, all sorts of departments in our government customers, but we've focused that a little bit more on justice. We've also, one thing that remains the same, so what we've always done with this event, it's not a this isn't a sales pitch, this isn't a big marketing thing. What this is a customer sharing event. So still the vast majority of the presentations are going to be given by customers. We're going to talk about real solutions, real issues, real topics that are near and dear to folks. And we've changed, so last year we did something interesting. What we used to do is we had these breakout sessions and someone would kind of stand at the front and present for 45 minutes and everybody would say thank you and clap and go on to the next one. And we did something last year, we kind of piloted in our prosecution event a different format where we actually had a panel of customers speak instead of just one person. So we did a spotlight presentation, then we had 3 or 4 prosecutors all talk about from different perspective, and it was by far the most well received of our events. So what we did is we took that and we multiplied it by 6 or 7, and we've got now panel discussions on a number of key areas. So of the 12 sessions, they're not all panel discussions, but a good majority are that. And I think you'll find they're a little bit longer too, because people had asked. So the point is we're listening to your feedback. People had asked, you know, for a little deeper content, a little more time to ask questions. So the sessions are now an hour. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. And you'll enjoy hearing from different perspectives. And it also, hopefully, will foster better audience participation as well, instead of just one person presenting. So trying that out, hopefully that works well for everyone at this summit. This year, another kind of unique thing, we've got, you know, this is started out as kind of a Michigan thing. We've always had our friends from Ohio coming in, but this year we've actually got customers and folks coming from all over the country. We've got folks from as far away as Alaska, we've got California, Virginia, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, so it's really become a nationwide event. We're very proud of that. So if you see some folks from around the country, in fact one of our speakers today is from California, so just giving a different perspective. We have a number of our friends from Hyland Software here. So if the Hyland folks, I think you're all in blue shirts, mostly. They say OnBase on them anyway. Thanks for coming, guys. So they're going to do, they've got some sessions that they're doing. They're also here just to answer questions, to get to know their mutual customers with us. So if anybody doesn't know, Hyland is the makers of OnBase. So that's one of the key products that we sell and implement for electronic document management and workflow. So key partner there. Speaking of partners, I want to just thank some of our other sponsors. So most of them are at tables behind me here. Canon, a longtime friend of ImageSoft. I think we've been partners for over 15 years. Sponsored the dinner last night, so thank you to Canon. Round of applause, please. Thank you. And then Fujitsu, as well as Kofax, also supported the event as gold and silver sponsors, so thank you guys. One thing we're doing, and if you haven't looked in your packet, there's kind of a little fun game they're playing. There's a contest where you're basically going to get a poker hand. We've got a bunch of great prizes. I think we got an iPad. There's a bunch of good stuff at the end, and I'll talk more about that later. But as your interesting way to kind of get to meet some of our vendors and maybe build a good poker hand. So let me talk just real quick about the sessions, and then I'll turn it over to our next speaker. So there's 12 sessions. I mentioned that. So the sessions are, and Lisa, please point, in the breakout sessions, I think there's one here. There's 3 or 4 rooms kind of surrounding us where you're going to break out for those. So there'll be ImageSoft folks kind of out in the hallways to help guide you, because it is a little bit of a maze here in the basement of the center. Let me flip the page here. I think I've covered most of this. We have brought back, I mentioned that they're not all roundtable sessions. We've brought back a couple of favorites. Our Hyland friends are going to do a What's New in OnBase presentation in one of the sessions. There's an advanced OnBase government solutions session where they'll talk about some deeper topics on specific government stuff within the OnBase product. We're going to talk about our Justice Tech platform in one. I'm going to actually be participating in that, so if you can stop by. There's a session on expanding OnBase, which is always very popular. And then there's another session, we did this last year, on using OnBase as a case management system, which was, again, very popular last year. So that is the sessions, and I'm running out of stuff to say here. So our next person that's just going to say a quick welcome. He says quick. He's like, yeah, quick. Bill Kavanaugh is the Director of North American Partner Sales for Hyland. So him and I work directly together on different sales programs, as well as when there's an issue or a new project you're trying to sell. He's been with Hyland since '05. He's played a number of roles. I think that's a good thing. He's got a team of about 25 people that support us so that we can support you guys. So there are folks kind of behind the scenes at Hyland on his team that help us make sure that we're delivering the right products to you guys, that we're doing the right job for you. So Bill, would you come up and say a few quick words?
Thank you. Scott said the word quick multiple times there, so I think I get the message. Good morning. There was a time in my life with this many judges in one room would have scared the heck out of me. But it's good to see a lot of customers. It's good to come to Michigan. We are from Hyland Software, from out of Cleveland, Ohio. So it's always a pleasure to come see our friends up here in Michigan. And I can say friends now because it's not football season yet. So hello to all of you. It's wonderful to see so many customers, prospects, end users of the OnBase solution. Also great to see all my fellow Highlanders here mingling with all of our customers. Well done. This is a very unique event, and ImageSoft is a very unique partner of ours. So as Scott alluded to, what my team does is supports partners who sell, deploy, and support OnBase solutions. We are the developer of OnBase, our partners such as ImageSoft, who, by the way, is our top government partner in North America. They are the ones who develop solutions with the OnBase platform. Many of those solutions some of my peers here will be talking about and are being displayed back here as well at the ImageSoft booth. So a very unique event. ImageSoft is a very unique partner of ours. They are a platinum partner, which means that they sell a lot of on-base. But more importantly, I think they're a diamond partner, which means they provide the top level of support and service around our platform. So they are, you are with the best. And it's not just the technical aspect, but they're thought leaders, I believe, in the justice and government space. So it's taking our platform and developing unique and very efficient solutions with our platform, and it's a lot of what you're going to see today. I've been at Hyland, as Scott said, for 10 years, and over those 10 years, I have seen the evolution of Hyland as a company, but also of OnBase as a solution. If I was up here 10 years ago, I would have been talking to you about document management. And when I talk to customers and I talk to new employees a lot at Hyland, I like to break out, and when I explain what I do to my mom, really is where this helps, this is how I like to break out what OnBase is. I break it into 3 tiers. That document management that I referred to, what we talked about 10 years ago, is that first tier. This is taking in documents, storing them, viewing them, retrieving them, maybe outputting them to another system. It's a lot of the cross-referencing, the foldering. It's kind of the basics, but it provides massive amount of efficiency. When we talked about ROI 10 years ago, we talked about how much space you could save getting rid of your file cabinets. And that's still a great story. But we've come a long way since then. And we still sell those solutions, of course, and I'm sure a lot of folks get the value of that in this room. But we've come a long way. Tier 2 is where we get into integrations. So we're taking OnBase, we're taking these documents that are stored electronically and integrating those documents to a third-party application. Court case management system, GIS mapping, where we're looking at an Esri, via Esri, we're looking at maps and pulling up documents related to pieces on that map. In the accounts payable world, we are integrating to the PeopleSofts of the world. We're integrating to SAP, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not just the court case management. It goes far beyond that. It is living in your third-party system, your ERP, and accessing content inside of OnBase. Very powerful, very efficient. That's kind of the second tier of what we do. The third tier, and by far the most efficient, is where we start automating business processes. We call that workflow. It is where we're taking the documents, we're taking data around those documents, routing them through business processes, automating decisions. Everything you're seeing back here is built off of the workflow platform. I'm sure many of you are using it today. It's a lot of what our folks are going to talk about in the sessions. Extremely powerful. It is the Zen of OnBase usage. I just coined that. You guys can use that one later. Beyond that, though, we've actually taken that to another step. We now have developed, and of course Scott and his team have deployed, case management systems built on OnBase, where it's not just the documents we're routing and creating decisions or having decisions made on these documents, it's the data around these documents. It's taking in information, not just documents. I guess that actually is the Zen, because that is it's the full platter now of information. We are an information management company now. We were a document management company then. We are an information management company now. We're here to talk about justice today, of course, but it goes far beyond that. And you're probably using OnBase or touching it, at least what we do, in other areas of your life. If you have taken a refinance or taken a mortgage loan lately, you probably, if you use Quicken Loans, of course, here in Detroit, no doubt you've used OnBase. Paper-based decisions, signage, all done via OnBase. If you have students in your life in college, if they're submitting admissions into college, OnBase. Paper-based decision-making, financial aid at a university. Many, many schools using OnBase. The list goes on and on and on, from insurance to government, of course, to the different verticals I just mentioned. It is prevalent throughout our 13,000 plus customers using it in a variety of ways. So I invite you to see Colleen and see Kevin today. Colleen is going to be presenting, as Scott said, on the improvements to OnBase 15, the enhancements I should say, and there were over 3,000 enhancements to OnBase 15. By far and away, most of those coming from our partners and folks like yourself. I don't think Colleen's going to cover all 3,000 today, but I'm sure she'll cover a fair share. Kevin will be talking about government solutions, mobility, constituency access, a lot of themes that we're starting to see more and more of. Kevin works in our government team at Hyland and is here to answer any questions around how we deploy OnBase beyond what you're doing today. So, thank you, Scott. I invite you all to have a wonderful day. Couldn't be happier to see so many customers. Definitely a unique venue. And Scott took my OnBase in the round joke already. So it's all right. It worked. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it.